gave us, they could have kept it. It was, the floors were dirt, there were no floors. And the beds, the mattresses were all straw mattresses. It was rough for camp. I don't know how it really stood it. But we were glad we weren't gonna be there very long.
When were you there in England?
Well, I think that was in around September.
Sean could reach
What year? September 40.
I went in 46.
the other switch
40.
turns the light on.
You went in 43?
No, I went in 43.
There's
That
another
must have been
switch turns the
44.
light on.
44?
September.
Go get your head in that
September
thing.
44.
When was the invasion?
D-Day.
Let's see, that was in,
I'm not sure when it. How long before? I mean, how long after D-Day were you there?
we were there about 100 and, I don't know, 150 days, something like that.
Probably July 44, something like
I
that.
think that must have been it, I'm not
June.
sure.
The weather was still bad, so
I forgot exactly what.
May or June 44.
I think it was. And anyway, we were, I think May, D-Day was in May of 44.
I think so.
And, but we were some 100 days, I think. They were 100 days, 100 some odd days. I know it was in the fall, and when we got to France, at Omaha Beach, that's where we disembarked. Of course, you can see all the wreckage and where the invasion had taken place. But they moved us to a pear orchard in Normandy, which was, it was a rainy season. First night we got there, it was just pouring down. And it poured constantly for about 2 weeks that we were in the orchard there. And the first night they told us to pitch our tents. Hell, the rain was coming down like crazy.
Float around.
All we had was those pup tents, see? Well, I was having a double time getting my pup tent up. And so old Dr. Sam Parker, he came by. He had me put up my pup tent. And then he says, go get you one of those stretchers out of the back of that 3/4 ton truck we got back there. So I went and got me a stretcher and slept on that stretcher to keep off that wet ground. It's just mud puddle there, you know. But we stayed there we had to stay there until our equipment was shipped over.
Everything had to catch up.
Had to catch up with us. And that was about 3 weeks, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. We stayed there. Rained the whole time. And there wasn't any place to go. Everybody stayed there. Nobody got any leave or anything. You couldn't go anywhere. We did get some leave when we were in Leeds, England, before we shipped over to France. The only places we could go there was just close by into the town. We could go into town, that's about all we could go. And at that time, we were given a lot of instructions about how to treat the people there. Most of us were from the South in my outfit, being in the Ozarks Division. So they gave us long discourses on not saying anything to anybody that was going around with black and white. I mean, we just couldn't say anything to them. They told us that a lot of those people were Africans that were well thought of and well educated. They probably were married to the woman that they were with, and that the black baby in the baby carriage was theirs, and not to make any remarks. So we were indoctrinated every day about that for the time we were there. But they didn't want to let us go into Leeds and get in any trouble. So, but anyway, after we got in France, we got our equipment in, and they got those AGAT guns hooked up to the back of those 2.5 tons. We all got in there with our barracks bag and gear and our helmets During that time, they told us to put the netting on the helmets and everything. And we all tried to cover up that Red Cross, but they said you better not cover up the Red Cross. We had paint on our helmet being the medics.
Big target up there.
We didn't like that white with that red on it. That made a perfect target. So, but anyway, I don't think you can see the cross on that helmet. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
You see it on mine.
Yeah.
But anyway, we on the way up there, we didn't on the way to through France. We had no problem. France was completely under our control. So when we got to Holland's where we stopped at a little town. Let's see, what's the name of that town? Skipped my mind. I'm having senile. I forgot it, but anyway, it was there.
How long did it take you to go from Normandy through France? That went pretty quick?
Oh yeah, about 2 days, I think.
Oh, you just went straight up into Holland?
Right up into Holland. We didn't, there was, as I say, all of France. This was right on actually it was on the border of Holland and I guess France or Belgium, one. It was right on the border.
France and Belgium and Holland, they all come together.
It was right on the border. It was just across the border into Holland. And of course there, we took over. They let us stay at this town had a big coal mine there. And so we set up quarters. By that time I was one of the head in the dispensary. And so I set up my dispensary in the coal mine, and it was nice. We didn't have any. We had steam heat in there, and they had a shower in the coal mine where you could take showers. Of course, those guys were out of the guns. They got to come back, rotate back. They could take shower once a week, I think. They had to come back in and get the showers. But we had to be pretty nice there in that dispensary.
Imagine this time of year it's starting to get a little cool.
Oh, it was cold when we got there. It was cold. It had gotten, that was September, we were in France. It was cool when we got to Holland. It wasn't snowing yet though, but it was cold. And then we stayed there for a while. And then when they decided we were going to move out of there, they moved us up to, we would join the artillery on the front. So we stayed there for a while. I forgot how long it was, but we didn't do much there. There wasn't anything going on. They just had their guns set up, but they wasn't doing anything. Occasionally, one of these planes, the observation planes from the Germans would fly over us. And of course, we were listening to, you could listen to the radio, and of course, they welcomed a lady from Berlin, I forgot what her name was, Berlin somebody, but she welcomed us to the front when we started to move. Of course, we hadn't gone to the front yet, but pretty soon they moved us up to the front, and we stayed on a little, in a little town called Gardelegen. I think that was the name of it. But it was right on a river, and we stayed there for, I don't know, a long time until they decided to make the first push into Germany. And there again, there was this river that we were on. The infantry was right up on the banks of the river. And so when we started to push off, they knew we were going to do it. So they flooded the dikes up above us in Holland. And so we all went down to the river to take a look at it. And next morning, that little river was looking like the Mississippi River. And the Germans waved at us from the other side. We waved back. And that's all we could do. We had to wait till the river went down before we built that pontoon. They built the pontoon bridge. started over. And, after we started moving, we got I guess as far as the Rhine, because we were moving pretty fast then. We'd stop and bivouac in different areas, and occasionally the Germans would strafe our, column of troops moving along the road, and we'd all scattered to the ditches. But we didn't have too much action then. And of course, when we were camping in one of those places, that's where I got involved with the mines and all that going on. We pulled into this little town, I don't know what it was, and can't even remember the town in Germany, but that's where it happened. I was standing in line.
This is about where you got this medal?
Yeah, when I got that medal. What was happened was I was standing, we were having breakfast one morning, and we had camped. I think this was a school building we were in that we had taken over, that we stayed that night. And when we got up that next morning, we all went to get chow, and I was just standing in line with my mess kit and my tin cup, waiting to get, well, it was a aluminum cup, waiting to get my breakfast, and we all heard this explosion go off, and they hollered medics. And so, being a medic, I ran out of the mess hall into the hall, and looked down the hall, and I could see this looked like a 2.5 ton truck was blown through the wall of the building. And so I rushed down there. They said, "There's some people in there. You better get them out." So I rushed in and pulled the door open, and there this guy laying up there with his steering wheel that crushed it, and his hand was caught. The steering wheel that cut across his glove, and a couple of his fingers. It was bleeding pretty bad. He was out like a light. There's all kind of explosions going on everywhere. And so finally I got his hand out of his glove. I think a couple of fingers were missing. They were left in the glove. But finally got his hand out of the glove so we could get him out of there. And another guy helped me. We pulled him out of the truck. And then after that, we heard that one of the lieutenants was coming back from Mass, and he happened to just be walking by when that truck backed up at one of those mines and blew him to pieces. And I don't know if there's anybody else. I think he was the only one killed by the explosion, and it blew him to pieces. They said they just could find places in pieces of his body. He was a nice fella. His name was Sullivan. And I don't know if he was one of those famous Sullivan brothers, but his name was Sullivan. And he went to Mass daily. And I say he was just coming back from Mass when it happened. And, but that's what that happened. I paid no attention to that. I mean, I didn't know they were going to do it. Those decorations didn't come out until after the fighting was over. That's when they gave out all the decorations. In fact, I didn't even know I was in line for one. But
This is
what date was that?
this
45.
yeah,
see?
25 February 45. Says by directive of the President under provisions of the Army Regulations 600-45 as amended, and Memorandum Number 34, Headquarters 9th United States Army, 8 September 1944. As amended, the following enlisted man is awarded the decoration indicated. It says award of the Soldier's Medal. The following named enlisted man, Medical Department 548th Any Aircraft Artillery
Outfit, yeah.
Automatic Weapons Battalion,
548.
Mobile, United States Army, for heroism not involved in actual conflict with the enemy on 1 February 1945 in Germany. It says Technician 3rd Grade, Mitchell H. Harkins.
The only thing I got out of it besides the medal is they gave me an increase in pay. Actually, you did, and I would have gotten that pay if I'd stayed in the Army as long as I'd been in the Army. I got what, it doesn't say on there, does it?
What, technician 3rd grade?
No, but
Well,
because of the medal, you got an extra extra bit of cash in your paycheck.
It says some more here. It says, when a truck loaded with ammunition detonated an enemy mine, causing the
Truck to leave.
symptomatic detonation of 25 additional mines. The truck caught fire and resulting explosion hurled the truck against a building, one side of which collapsed on the top of the truck.
Went through the damn building.
And the gas tank, pinning the driver underneath. Although there was imminent danger of the gas tank and ammunition exploding, the above named enlisted man
And one officer. Without a disregard.
with other disregard for personal safety, went to the rescue of the wounded driver. Although the intense heat started the ammunition exploding, they extracted the driver and removed him to safety where the first aid could be administered. The courage of this enlisted man and of the officer reflects great credit upon themselves and the military service. It says, by command of the division commander.
Well, they had an award service at that time. That's when they gave out all the awards at that one ceremony that our outfit received. And they gave, I don't know how many awards they gave out, but they gave out Silver Star to Ralph. He got a Silver Star for pulling that guy out of the minefield. He and that first lieutenant. But I forget, I don't know who else got awards, but there wasn't all that many awards given. But I was surprised when it came up. I didn't know I was up for the awards. But,
And this comes from the headquarters, 102nd Infantry Division.
we did have conflict with the enemy around those guarding those artillery. And that we did shoot a plane. I don't know how many planes were shot down, but when those jets came in, it was sort of ridiculous to see how fast they would go and how far behind our tracer bullets would follow. They brought in some jets before we had any jets, you know. So we did sit down some of them Messerschmitts. And
But did you cross the Rhine, Doc?
yeah, I crossed the Rhine at Cologne. And at that time, when we crossed the Rhine, we were supposed to cross it in a fighting outfit, but we didn't. You know, they stopped us because of flooding. And the next time they went to cross it where we were, it was no fighting at all. We just went on across the bridge that had been built. And when I looked up after crossing the river, I could see the cathedral there. We crossed right near the cathedral. I could look up and see they'd knocked the steeple off the cathedral. My goodness, I guess our troops did it, I said. But anyway, it blew the whole steeple was knocked off of that cathedral. And after we got through there, through Cologne, we got to this level field, and all you could see was gliders.